Today on Rappler, government and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front will resume peace talks in July. The Philippines destroys 420 million pesos worth of ivory tusks in a symbolic act against the illegal ivory trade. And President Aquino threatens to withdraw Filipino troops from the Golan Heights unless they're protected against chemical arms.
Hello, I'm Ayi Makaraig, sitting in for Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. After a stalemate on the peace talks, the government and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front agreed to return to the negotiating table in July. In a statement Friday, Government Peace Panel Chair Miriam Coronel Ferrer says the panel chairs agreed on a date early next month to further discuss annexes on wealth sharing, power sharing, and normalization. Ferrer makes the announcement after an informal meeting with MILF Chief Negotiator Mohager Iqbal in the recently concluded Mediators Forum in Oslo, Norway. 8 months after the signing of the framework agreement on the Bangsamoro, talks reached a deadlock because of disagreements on wealth and power sharing. The peace panels completed only 1 out of 4 annexes needed for the final peace pact, the Annex on Transitional Arrangements and Modalities. Both sides want to finish the transition towards the new Bangsamoro region before President Benigno Aquino ends his term in 2016. The Philippines becomes the first Asian country to destroy its stockpile of valuable tusks after it crushed over 5 tons of smuggled ivory tusks worth 420 million pesos in a symbolic act Friday. Environment Secretary Ramon Paje says the act is a strong statement to the rest of the world that the Philippines is serious and will not tolerate illegal wildlife trade. He adds, this smuggled ivory represents hundreds of slaughtered elephants killed by poachers. The Philippines will not be a party to this massacre. The Elephant Trade Information System identifies the Philippines as a major transit point for ivory en route to China, where demand is high. The 5 tons come from an original stockpile of 13.1 tons, confiscated after being smuggled from Africa in 2005 and 2009. Some 8 tons are reportedly still missing. Environmental group Worldwide Fund for Nature commends the decision to destroy the tusks. President Aquino threatens to withdraw Philippine troops from the UN peacekeeping force in the Golan Heights unless they receive anti-tank and anti-aircraft weapons and are protected against chemical arms. On Wednesday, Manila pledges to keep its troops until at least August 3rd, but adds their continued presence will depend on the UN beefing up security. If the Philippines' requests are not granted, Aquino says, I will not risk keeping our troops there without the resources required to carry out their mission. British Ambassador to the United Nations Mark Lyle Grant says the UN will get some heavier weapons, extra body armor, and see observation posts reinforced. The Philippines warned it was considering pulling out its 341 soldiers after Syrian rebels kidnapped 25 of them in 2 separate incidents this year. Singapore's smog index hits the critical 400 level Friday, making it dangerous to the ill and the elderly. The record level is reached after a rapid rise in the Pollutant Standards Index or PSI, which measures the haze crisis caused by Indonesian forest fires. Indonesian and Singaporean officials hold emergency talks on how to extinguish the fires on farms on Sumatra Island. According to Singapore government guidelines, sustained PSI average levels above 400 on a 24-hour basis may be life-threatening to ill and elderly persons. An Indonesian official says the firefighters battling blazes on Sumatra are overwhelmed and unable to cope. Ahmad Serozi, head of the Natural Resources Conservation Agency in Riau Province, says firefighters have been working 24 hours a day for 2 weeks. On Friday, Indonesia deployed 2 helicopters with cloud seeding equipment to prompt rainfall. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 3, Some 80,000 Brazilians take to the streets on Thursday in mass protests. They demand better public services, criticize huge spending for the World Cup, and rail against corruption. Demonstrators score a major victory when authorities in Sao Paulo and Rio canceled transit fare hikes, but that wasn't enough to stop the 2-week-old protests. At number 9. A Chinese astronaut orbiting over 300 kilometers above the Earth's surface delivers a video class to more than 60 million children across the country. Wearing a blue spacesuit, Wang Yaping, the second Chinese woman in space, demonstrates how a variety of objects, from a bubble of water to a spinning toy, behave in zero gravity. Wang's class, delivered from China's orbiting space module Tiangong-1, is shown in classrooms across China using a live video link. And at number 10, Facebook releases 2 new features on its products to better compete with other social networks. Facebook rolls out photo commenting on Facebook posts, allowing users to reply by directly adding photos. The Facebook-owned Instagram also gets an upgrade, with the service now allowing for videos to be uploaded on Instagram accounts. Unlike the 6-second video limit on Vine, its closest competitor, video on Instagram allows up to 15 seconds in a single upload. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. The Miami Heat defeat the San Antonio Spurs 95-88 in Game 7 to defend their title and win the 2013 NBA Championship. LeBron James delivers another stellar performance. He tallies 37 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 three-pointers. James is also named Finals MVP. The award puts him in elite company as he joins Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Michael Jordan as the only 3 players in NBA history to have 4 season MVPs, 2 NBA titles, and 2 Finals MVP awards. Dwayne Wade adds 23 points and 10 rebounds, while Shane Battier steps up, knocking down 6 three-pointers for 18 points to help the Heat endure a 0-point outing from Chris Bosh. Spurs star Tim Duncan and second-year forward Kawhi Leonard carried the fight for San Antonio, combining for 43 points and 28 rebounds. Game 5 best player Manu Ginobili scores 18 points but committed a costly turnover late in the game. Rappler's social media team hosts a Google Hangout with the creator of #PugadBaboy, Paul Medina Jr. Rappler's online community and local comic book artists join Medina as he talks about his big leap to the online world. With an expanding audience online in the Philippines and beyond, Medina says the internet is the way to go.
Kasi lahat ng tao nag-online na eh. Makakita ka nga ng pulubi na nakaipon ng 10 piso. Pupunta sa internet cafe yan. Tapos mag-Facebook. Tapos mga street sweepers, makakita ka ng may hawak na iPhone. Ay, yung version ng iPhone na gawa sa China. Online din sila. Kaya lahat ng tao online na.
#PugadBaboy on Rappler lets readers interact with the comic strip by allowing them to choose which of 3 punchlines they like best. Medina says the experience is liberating.
Hindi naman. Parang gusto ko na-encourage na mag-contribute yung mga readers ng sarili nilang punchline. Kasi pag tinignan mo yung comments, minsan mas nakakatawa pa yung yung comments nila kaysa doon sa comics ko.
Medina says he's apologetic over the controversial comic strip that led to his suspension from the Philippine Daily Inquirer, PugadBaboy's home for 25 years. The strip made a joke about gay women and named a well-known all-girls school, drawing public ire. But Medina says his work only speaks the truth.
Kasi lahat naman ng comedy based sa truth. Ako nabasa ko lang na may smoke storm sa Singapore. Hindi ko may sulat tungkol doon dahil hindi ko na-experience. May tinatawag kasi na sa mga kumukuha ng info, may tinatawag na immersion. Kailangan ma-experience po talaga.
Medina continues to push the envelope on #PugadBaboy. He says his experience made him braver.
lang na ganun. Ito na talaga yung ano mo eh. Ito yung style ng humor mo eh. Bakit mo papalitan para lang sa dahil lang sa isang insidente na ganun nangyari?
Well, what's next for Polgas, Mang Dagul, and the rest of the Pugad Baboy crew? Find out by visiting rappler.com/pugadbaboy. A new edition comes out at 5 in the morning from Monday to Saturday. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories which affected our readers the most. Today's mood navigator is a mix of green and blue. So as we know, this week, Rappler launched #PugadBaboy online, and we have 4 out of the 10 stories on the mood navigator related to that, making our readers feel either happy or amused. But other stories also made it to the list. From entertainment, we have Russell Brand gets back at rude news anchors. It had 66% of readers feeling amused, 15% inspired. Another piece from Move.ph, Things Gay People Want to Be Told by Shakira Season, has 62% of readers feeling happy, 20% inspired. A story related to the big sports news of the day, this one is from Game 6. Heat stay alive after edging Spurs, has 83% of people feeling happy and some 13% angry. All contributing to the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. That's Rappler's newscast for today, Friday, June 21st, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch your newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on your mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Ayi Makaraig, and as we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.